you know, like, I don't know, one up to 3 alarms, okay, with police have to respond, it takes time and energy. And if you have a faulty alarm system and you keep getting false alarms, I think that they should be charged after, like, say, 4 alarms in a year or something. Is that written in the code somewhere?
Yeah, so the Muni Code changes basically went to the foundation of the ordinance, basically the authority to actually implement and do the billing and permitting. So in relationship to the false alarms, the Muni Code really didn't change. We stayed consistent with the language from the previous Muni Code in order to give the citizens of Daly City an opportunity to fix those. And PMAM Corporation also has a built-in lever and mechanism in that for people who are now coming into the system with alarm systems to have their first violation voided if they watch a video on how to set the alarm, the costs associated with, to kind of educate the public.
Yes.
And so that was one of the main things of PMAM when they came on board with the Daly City Police Department in order to afford that to the citizens.
Do we have information also as to when the alarm must be silenced? There's a certain school nearby me which the alarm goes off maybe at midnight, and it keeps going on to about 4 in the morning, and I just hear it. And, you know, responsible. I'm sure you guys got that all covered, huh?
What was the school, sir? Where do you live?
I'm not gonna tell you, but oh yeah, and oh boy, I don't mind living near a school, but when you hear that alarm go off. But anyway, okay. But
So in relationship to schools and all city buildings, obviously there's some exemptions to the Muni Code that are already existing for that. But again, any false alarms or nuisance alarms,
alarm. But
yeah, the program that's ran with PMAM is going to make it very, very easy for you to notify them.
All right.
And they will handle that process in order to notify the responsible party for you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Fox, because next time it goes off, I'm calling you.
Any other questions, comments?
Thank you.
Let me open the public hearing on this issue. I don't have any speaker cards, so can I get a motion to close the public? None on this one, I don't think.
my bad.
Motion to close.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion, we need a motion for city attorney to read by title only. You gonna make that motion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Daly City amending Chapter 5.37 of the Daly City Municipal Code regarding false alarms.
All right, and let me have Councilmember Sylvester to introduce the ordinance. All right, thank you, Lieutenant Fox.
Sir?
I'm going under communications, item number 17, parking variance to 6139 Mission Street. Who's presenting on this one?
Michael. I think Brian.
Moving right along.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. The next item before you this evening is the parking variance for 6139 Mission Street. The applicant proposes to expand the existing ground floor retail office space from 630 square feet to 1,290 square feet. The extended space would occupy the area of the existing tandem garage storage area. While the expansion would reduce the on-site parking, the project would create a more viable commercial space, make the site more compatible with adjacent uses, and provide an additional metered street parking stall. This subject property is located on the south side of Mission Street between Evergreen Avenue and Crocker Avenue. The proposed floor plan indicates an expanded commercial space on the ground floor. No change is proposed for the residential unit above. This is a photo of the existing building as it is today. And this is the project site with its adjacent buildings. And as you can see, the adjacent structures typically have their full ground floor space used as a retail commercial space with residences above. This being the project site being the only one that has the existing garage that remained at some point in the past. The other ones had converted to a full commercial space on the ground floor. This slide shows available street parking directly across the street, and also on Mission, just slightly down the street in the same vicinity, available street parking. The proposed front elevation indicates that stone fascia will be extended and match the existing. Additionally, a new aluminum storefront is proposed. This is a vicinity map of existing public parking lots and available street parking. And also the vicinity to existing public transit stops. The project is exempt from CEQA in accordance with Section 15601 exemptions. Staff finds that the project is consistent with the city's general plan in that granting the variance provides an incentive to the commercial development. There are similar uses operating on adjacent properties. The project is in accordance with Chapter 1746 of the Daly City Municipal Code, and the project is exempt from CEQA per Section 15601 of the CEQA guidelines. Staff recommends approval of the variance for 6139 Mission Street. This completes staff's presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mr. Palin, so the owner is fine with this?
The property owner
Yes.
is bringing forward the application.
Okay, because I feel once we take something away, you're not getting it back. And I guess that driveway will have to be filled in to create.
Correct. They will be filling in the driveway, making a solid curb there.
Yes.
And creating a new on-street parking stall in
Gotcha.
front where in the photo, you can see there's currently a car parked there.
Across the driveway.
Yeah. And we've worked with engineering to verify that it meets the minimum dimensions to
Okay.
qualify for an on-site parking, on-street parking.
Okay, I have to get rid of my big Cadillac then because it won't fit in that spot. Thank you, Mr. Palin.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
I just have one quick question. You were saying something about the front of it?
Yes.
It's going to change? What?
So there, if we go to the photo of the front of the building, so right now they have, actually, I'm going to back up a little bit. So they have that stone veneer.
Correct.
They're going to modernize that stone veneer. They're going to widening the opening with a new aluminum framed glass storefront, and then continue the existing stone veneer to match the existing. So instead of having the garage door, you'll have a wider aluminum storefront, but with the stone veneer as the surround.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second. See, great minds think alike.
Hey, can I get a roll call, please?
Certainly. Ms. DiGiovanni,
Aye.
Ms. Manalo,
Aye.
Dr. Rod,
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester.
Aye.
Mr. Buenaventura.
Aye. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank
All right, now we're on to public appearances, all communications. I have one speaker card. His name is Peter LaRue Munoz on behalf of the Silicon Valley Leadership Group. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. My name is Peter Leroy Munoz. I'm with the Silicon Valley Leadership Group. That's my day job. By evening, though, like yourself, I'm on the council in the city of Gilroy. So it's a pleasure to be here visiting all of you. The reason I'm here is to speak about our annual turkey trot that the Silicon Valley Leadership Group puts on every year. It is a race that's run on Thanksgiving morning. We have about 20,000 people join us from all over the region, certainly many from Daly City as well. The reason I'm here to speak about this is because so much of the money that we raise goes to support regional programs. So whether it's Second Harvest Food Bank, whether it's the Housing Trust, Health Trust, a lot of different programs that serve both Santa Clara County, where Gilroy is located, but also San Mateo County as well. We put on every year also a competition within the race called the Mayor's Cup, where we encourage cities to compete for participation among their council members, but also staff as well. So I know that you're pointing at each other to see who's actually going to be the one to do it. Now, if you sign up, you don't actually have to run. You can get somebody to actually run in instead if you're not available to do so that morning. But the greater the number of participation, certainly the greater you will look in comparison to some of the other cities throughout the region. And again, this really does speak to a lot of the needs for our region in terms of housing, in terms of food, in terms of educational support, a whole host of other necessities. So I will leave all of the information here with you. Thank you so much. And please, we encourage you to also reach out to your own citizens and constituents as well. All are invited. Again, that's on Thanksgiving morning. And the flip side also has the Santa Run, which we also put on in Silicon Valley as well, also raising money for regional efforts. So we look forward to having your participation as well as those of the Daly City community. Thank you all.
Let me, thank you for coming all the way from Gilroy. And I have to ask, how is your community doing?
Oh, man, you took
Thank
that
you,
over.
thank you for
No,
asking. I appreciate the concern on that.
Me too.
It is, I tell people it's one of these things that's surreal. You never think it's going to be you until it is. And it's encouraging to see how we've come together. It's unfortunate that it had to be under these kind of circumstances, but certainly we are healing together in a way that I didn't expect. So I've been very pleasantly surprised. And candidly, I've been very touched by the outreach of people from all over the Bay Area, the state, the country, and the world as well. So we are Gilroy strong, and we look forward to continuing our leadership within the region, but and certainly we look to other cities and other city officials as leaders as well. But thank you all for allowing me to be here, and thank you for allowing me to speak on that issue as well. Thank you for your concern.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming, sir.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Little quick one, sir.
yeah, me too. I was going to say something.
I ran away too quickly.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Just to echo the mayor's concern, we all had that similar concern, but again, thank you so much. And Laurel Munoz,
Yes.
Honorable?
Excuse me?
Honorable Laurel Munoz.
Peter Lerone Munoz.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much. I'm on your website now, and I can see you there sitting on the council. You have 9 council members.
7.
7? Wow, it's a lot of people up there.
It's a lot of voices. That's why our meetings go pretty late sometimes.
Well,
Different opinions.
Well, as I always said here on council, if it's all night, it's all right. So, thank you so much,
I
sir.
appreciate it. Thank you all.
I just want to say that with my friend Lily over here, we've gone to the Garlic Festival before, and we will be back and
Excellent.
come and support.
Well, please let me know when you plan on coming, and
Yes.
we will certainly make
I will reach out
make
to you.
it known that you'll be there.
Yes, definitely tell the people of Gilroy.
Excellent.
We love.
I will convey that at our meeting next week.
Oh,
Thank you all very much. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Right.
Thanks again.
Thank you, sir. Okay, no more speaker cards. Can we go into appointments? Any appointments? Hearing none, let me go into reports. Go ahead.
Mayor, were you supposed to, did we have an expiration on?
Oh.
what?
Perla Ibarrientos, her personnel, who's Perla? Yours? Hers expires, it expired, I think, May of this year. And do you have any thoughts on reappointing her?
Can we reappoint her right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to reappoint
Okay.
Second?
her
All
letter.
right, so we have first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any objection? Hearing none, she's reappointed. Thank you for that. I think
Anybody else?
Tom Norris also expired. Who's Tom
But I
Norris?
did reappoint him, I think, a couple
You did?
meetings ago, didn't I?
Okay.
Yeah.
The website just says it's
That's okay.
still.
Oh, they need to update the
Yeah,
website.
okay, they're good.
Anyone else, Marcel?
No, we're not, I don't think anybody's ready yet for
Okay.
anybody else. Okay, let's go on to 18, council committee reports. Council committee meeting September 8 to 22. Any council committee reports? Go ahead.
I attended the commute.org, and they're asking people to sign up at commute.org because they're actually going to give away vacations. So if you're a carpooler, go on commute.org, get their app, and all you have to do is record where you're going from place to place, and they will enter you into automatic vacation. So that was one of the biggest meetings that I attended. Thank you.
Anyone else? No?
Oh, sorry.
Or city council?
Bosca, I went to the Bosca meeting on the 19th. This time it was in Foster City. I can provide the detailed update, but at prior to that meeting, we celebrated the 20 years of the executive director, Nicole, for her service prior to that meeting. And so I will give the full detail. It's a lot of notes if I were to say everything out here, but I'll just give it to the city clerk. So then you can post it, so it'd be for the record. I'll give you the exact notes I have.
I forgot, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
Would you like to say something about the library, or just?
No, you go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So tonight, the mayor and myself, we were with the DCPLA and the library board, trustee Angela, and we were discussing what we can do to improve either our libraries or come up with a plan. So I think that we're working on several different issues, but we're working on trying to fund some seed money first, and then we'll take the next steps, and we'll keep everybody informed. And a lot of discussion, a lot of positivity, so we'll let everybody know when we update it. Thank you.
Any other council committee reports? Hearing none, let's go into city council reports. Any city council reports?
Okay, yeah, I attended a couple of different community outreach events. I actually had the pleasure of talking about the history of Daly City in this event that was sponsored by Faith in Action and Youth Leadership Institute. And it was called Grounded in Daly City, and it was talking about working class families, and what are their issues that they want to see addressed in the future, based on the context of the creation of Daly City, history of redlining to what's going on today in terms of gentrification. And then also was able to attend this event for my friend Brandon Lee, who's a Chinese-American human rights activist that grew up in the Sunset District in San Francisco, who was shot and he's still battling for his life. Those students from the Westmore High School put together a fundraiser for him to see if we can bring him back home. Is this where we do announcements too, or? Yeah, okay. There's also the 9th annual East Vista Block Party happening October 19th from 12 to 4 p.m. And then on top of the Casa Sayahan event, on the same night is the 15th anniversary of the Kabayan Learning Community at Skyline College, happening October 12th at 5 p.m. So I'll be there as well.
Thank you. Mr. Vice Mayor?
I'll let my colleagues, because I'm sure they got something. There's a couple of events that we were all together with, so I'll let them, I'll save on time.
Okay. So I think there was also a city council meeting that wasn't reflected. I just wanted to say we had affordable housing meeting on September 10th, in which we did talk about the Carton Martin property developer qualifications. We had a meeting earlier today for those who were not able to watch it. We talked about the particular parcel in which Daly City has control over for affordable housing opportunities. And just wanted to let the community know that. At that meeting, we did go over exactly kind of what questions we would ask the developer, and we were able to do so earlier today prior to our regular meeting. That is for the city council meeting. I also was able to join a little later Council Member Dr. Rod with the Faith in Action with the young people at Woodrow Wilson Elementary School. To me, what was really inspiring was to see the young people think about their communities. And one question they were asked is, what would you do if you were mayor? And so that was pretty cool to see, like them already thinking around civic engagement. And it was also bewildering because I saw one of my classmates' daughters who said, "You went to high school with my dad." So that's where I am at this time now. And realize my age. But it was really inspiring. A whole host of events. I think Saturday was a really busy day all over San Mateo County. There was a coastal cleanup all over the Bay Area. And so that happened, cleaning up our coasts. A lot of young people really invigorated after they marched the day prior. And then hosting here in Daly City, and everyone was here with the Latinx La Placida event. And then the Daly City firefighters, oh my goodness, if you weren't able to head out to ceremony, they had amazing classic cars. And they had their classic fire engine there. And I mean, it's definitely brought communities together. And then lastly, I went to Undiscovered SF, which is every third Saturday. And there'll be one more event in October in San Francisco where there's lots of music, food, and really intergenerational events where you can see seniors, young people dancing and really being together in San Francisco. So that is the events, but I'd like to make an announcement because I wasn't able to do so earlier, if I may, Mr. Mayor?
Sure.
Okay, so for the record, since we're celebrating Filipino American History Month, this was on the agenda earlier today, on the consent agenda. It is really special to know that we are able to have, working with the developer and the city, streets that will be of Filipino heritage. It will be Bayani Street, that means hero or heroine. Silang is its last name of two heroic Filipino heroes, Gabriela Silang and Diego Silang. Mabuhay, I think that's one that's very universal to everyone, Mabuhay. And then also Makibaka. Makibaka is a term that many young and Filipino Americans use around struggle and resistance and empowerment, and really a term used for empowerment in the community. So I thank you, Mr. Mayor. I thought it was fitting, since we did a proclamation for Filipino American History Month, that we let the community know that Daly City honors and celebrates its diversity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Anyone else?
Yes,
Go ahead.
please. I'd like to begin by reminding my council member Rod that he and we went to the 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony in our Engine 95 with our firefighters, and also our police came as part of Remembrance, along with community members, and we will be continuing doing this. And next year, hopefully, we'll be able to have the Honor Guard to come, as well as make sure that all our firefighters will be able to be together, not be separated at the stations. And I'd like to thank the council member for bringing his son, Razan. He loved the flag. And then also we attended, some of us, Vice Mayor as well, and Councilmember Manalo, we did go to the pinning ceremony for the firefighters and the firefighter car show, and we went to the DCPLA car show, which was a big, big hit, and they raised a lot of money. Also, not just Latinx, I attended the Lions Pasta Bingo and the coastal cleanup that morning with some of my friends, and I'm trying to think if there was anything else. And today I attended a meeting with Director Chu and the other engineers at Woodrow concerning the safe routes to school. And so we'll be discussing things to celebrate and get children out walking and bicycling. And I think that's it for now.
Okay. Anyone else? Hearing none. How about staff reports? Any staff reports?
Really quickly, and I don't want to take away Councilmember Manalo's thunder, but on October 19th, we are having our second annual Love Not Hate welcoming event, and special treat this year, our water wastewater department is barbecuing, and it is free to all, and so I think we'll have fun, and be sure to mark your calendar.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
Can I add on to that? Thank you, City Manager, for bringing that up, because wastewater did their first barbecue last year, to which Councilmember DiGiovanni and myself and my wife were judges. So you don't want to miss it. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we're in that part of the meeting where we have adjourned in memories. Let me go ahead, and Mr. Sylvester.
Thank you. I'd like to adjourn this meeting in the honor of James Kerrigan. He was one of the chiefs of the San Francisco District Attorney's Office.
Yes.
He was reported missing, and he was found later on deceased near Lake Merced. He was 52 years young and leaves behind a family of 5 children. He is definitely well known amongst the law enforcement circles, had a very good heart, and in other words, he would always give. So I would like to acknowledge him. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Manalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to adjourn tonight's meeting in honor of Melissa Sue Ceveso Fernandez Kirby. She is a friend, sister of Eleanor Ellie Fernandez, sister, sending thoughts and prayers to her family, an unfortunate, very sudden loss. Also, adjourn in memory of Fern, Michael, Evan, Nicole, and Angela Quetasol, a family member of Nisa Sinagawa. She basically, that is her family who during the conception diving boat fire lost all of those family members on September 2nd, 2019. Nisa Sinagawa is a Kappa Psi Epsilon sister of mine.
I'd like to adjourn in memory of Ernie Cruz, who is Dolores Cruz, Public Works Department Office Assistant's husband. Also, Ekaterina Shevchenko, who is Dan Shevchenko's grandmother. Dan works for Water, Wastewater, Plant, and Equipment. And Gina Marie Woolley, who is Peter Woolery's sister. Peter is a Public Works Chief Mechanics. So with those, we are adjourned. Thank you.